Well, since we've added some additional filters to Skyview, we want to make sure that one, you're aware of it, but two, you're also comfortable using them. So once you've logged into your SRO portal and opened up Skyview, you'll see a difference, and that is this Add Layer button up here in the top left. So to start using Skyview, you'll just click this Add Layer button, and now your layer settings will appear to the right. You'll see some familiar faces in terms of filters, our jobs, equipment filter, time ranges, and then whether you want to view pattern or performance. One change is you can actually name your layers up here. So if we just want to call this layer 1, we can easily do that. Keep things tidy and know exactly what we're looking at when we go back and view all of our layers. Then below that is going to be our expansions. So you can see your paint color options as well as line type and line width with batch number and material types listed below that. We've got some additional checkboxes and options below, which we'll cover here in just a little bit, but we'll go ahead and get into our first example. Now, in order to be able to use the additional options down here, we will need to have either a specific job or piece of equipment selected. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in a job, hit apply, and now I can choose from these filters below. So I'm looking to pick exactly on our no passing lane. So I'll change my color to yellow and then my line type to solid center line. Now I hit apply, and the only thing that is showing on the map here is going to be our no passing lane. You'll still have the same job details on the right hand side of your page. So your job tab, material, environment information, a per pattern breakdown, along with your color, calibrations, and telematics. Now you will have some additional options here if you want. You can actually see, you can edit the layer. So if you needed to come back in here and change something, you could easily do that without having to start over from scratch. But you'll also be able to toggle on and off the visibility of a layer. So if you have multiple going at a time, you can pick which ones show and which ones hide. You'll still have your report shortcut. So if you want to create a report right from Skyview of exactly what you're looking at, super easy to do. Just hit your create report button and then you'll pick out your template. And then lastly, you can clear a layer here. So if you wanted to delete that layer and make sure that you are starting over from scratch, just hit the trash can and that will happen. So to kind of continue with our example, I'll go ahead and add a second layer in by just coming back to add layer. We'll call this one layer 2, pretty straightforward. And then we'll pick on this same exact job. So once I've got my job in here, now I just want to look at my white colors. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple. That way I can see edge lines and center lines in case we have any of those in there. And then I'm going to hit apply. So now that we've got our white showing, you can see it's kind of overlapped the actual yellow lines, the no passing lane that we had on there. Another great demonstration of being able to hide a line is by going up here, and now I can see exactly what is underneath that. Now you can see this actually is dimmed a little bit, so if I did have both showing at the same time, and I wanted to show one more prevalent than the other, I can actually come back up here, change my dimmer, put it on the highest setting, hit apply, and now you can see them as they overlap. Again, if you want to clear any of these additional layers, it's pretty easy to do so. Just hit delete layer, and now that layer will be removed. The last thing to point out, if we go back to the edit, is that we will see here some of these down below. If you are or have any pictures and comments submitted from the truck or the Spec-Rite app, you can check that box here. That way they will show up, hit apply, and now if you have any, they will appear with their envelope icon just like they did before. That's really it to show you here. I will point out one other thing down below. If you were ever changing your map style options, it's the exact same thing. You can do that right from here. And then you can also populate any mile markers. So if we have the mile markers for your state, you can easily get those to populate right here as well. If you guys have any questions on how to use the additional Skyview filters, please let us know. Reach out to me directly or get in contact with our support chat.